Hey guys, COUY here, and welcome to the short and final third season of the COUY Reviews reboot. If you want to see season 1, go on my Linktree for my DeviantArt link to read it. Then come back to YouTube for season 2 by watching the COUY Reviews playlist that leads to right here with the first review of the big send-off. Speaking of that first review, we shall start looking at one of the earliest movies from the minds that brought you into the Spider-Verse and Mitchell's vs. the Machines, 2007's Surf's Up. Yes, before Spider-Verse and Mitchell's, this film was the only time that Sony Pictures Animation went experimental, and it was a rare gem to behold. The studio didn't look back at this for a decade, until, you know what, came out in 2018, and they're a completely different studio than they were in between the 2 years. So, did they learn from their second movie to have their work stand out from the crowd? Or did the winning streak start directly with Spider-Verse? Let's get this over with. This movie follows the story of COUY Maverick, a young penguin that travels to Penguin Island in the hopes of becoming a surfer with the mentorship of his lifelong idol Big Z. Let me get this straight. The sheer idea of surfing penguins is stupid. The sheer story that's just Karate Kid with surfing sounds like crap on paper. But, in practice, they blend amazingly with the style of how the story is told. This movie is a mockumentary about a surfer's origin story and a memorial contest. This kind of style brings new life to the motion picture and fixes the doubts of the script. Now the story of a penguin surfer is engaging and original, and the concept of surfing penguins makes sense. I'll explain that in the character portion, but this mockumentary style affects the character development to be stronger. It also makes the journey stronger. It offers a different and unique feeling than most of the animated features during its time. When the scripts don't force characters to make jokes and let them be natural with their humor, that's when a mockumentary-styled movie with a serious tone is funnier than the cartoony movies that are supposed to be funny. Talk about ouch. The typical sports mentality turned out well used in the film, and it ends up making the heart. Showing the good side of never giving up is nice to see. It's not about what ideas you have, it's about how you craft and present them. That's how you make an original story, and this movie nails it. Alrighty, we're done with talking about the story, now let's actually look at the story. Literally. I gotta say, this does not look like a movie from Sony Pictures Animation during its era. The others have a habit of over-exaggerating their animation and making their characters move like insects and Roman noodles. Cloudy and Transylvania, I'm looking at you. This, on the other hand, has an art style that is genuine, and the talking birds move more humanly. This also fits with the mockumentary style, as well as the shaky cam, which is especially more suitable for this film than Warner Animation Group's storks. This animation is gorgeous, and the movie is almost 15 years old by now. There's a lot of elements that have aged well to this day, like the backgrounds, the rendering, and especially the effects. This movie has better looking water than some of the animated features that came out at the start of this decade. The lower budget ones need to take notes. Moving on to the characters, we have COUY Maverick, a surfer penguin that dreams of making it as big as, well, Big Z. He is the embodiment of a real teenager, with a charming personality that balances between the chill, the enthusiastic, the overwhelm and the attitude. Joining him on his trip to Penguin Island is Chicken Joe, a bird version of Napoleon Dynamite that knows what COUY went through. I mean, both of their fathers died. Anyways, he is a fantastic comic relief that doesn't care what's going on around him and chills his way out of a deep-fried situation. Get it? In said island, we get to the other three penguins in this mockumentary, Lonnie, Big Z, and the Shredder. No, not the Shredder, the one in the movie. Lonnie is COUY's love interest, who is a lifeguard that saves other penguins from drowning. Tank is an average bully in a sports movie with a stupid addiction to his trophies, and Big Z is a perfect mentor and role model for COUY, who used to be a champion in many surfing competitions, but now is in hiding due to his fear of losing to the new king. These guys have layers of development thanks to the mockumentary style. In order to get along and comfortable with the cast in your movie, just capture them in their break time, and this movie did it amazingly to give them new life to breathe. Overall, Surf's Up is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse before Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Despite coming out back in 2007, it is one of those experimental movies that Sony Animation makes now, by having the same original and well-told story, the same creative and gorgeous animation, and the same likable and memorable cast of characters. If you think Spider-Verse was the first good movie from the studio, wait until you see this gem. It is worth the watch, not only for the history of Sony Pictures Animation, but to see something different for the whole medium of animated films, and in a good way. This is, obviously without a doubt, the best thing Sony did in the dark age of their animated movies. I couldn't be happier than to give this the heart badge. Another season of COUY reviews, another great start. Stay tuned for my first live-action review. Well, mostly live-action, which is a tie-in to the sequel that's coming out on the same day. This is COUY signing out.